Hey guys, it's TTL back with another quick video for you, and this is more like a guide. Now, some of the new technology that's come through with the Z97 boards is the inclusion of the M.2 port on motherboards. You can see here we're using the Maximus 7 Ranger, which is the base ROG board at the moment, and it's got that M.2 port. Now that essentially plugs your M.2 drive essentially to what is pretty much direct into a PCI Express slot, and it's all wired in so that it's direct on the PCI Express bandwidth and gives us a lot more bandwidth to play with, which can mean read speeds on this drive at least of around 750 meg and writes up near the 600. This should increase as time progresses as well. But one of the things that I did want to show you is that sometimes when you fit the M.2 port, it won't natively show up and you have to tweak a few bits and bobs in the BIOS. So I'm just going to show you what to do today. So that is it fitted in our board, and then the next thing you need to do is get into your BIOS, which you start your system, and then as your keyboard lights up, if you've got any LEDs on it, you hit delete, but I'll show you anyway. Right, so I'm just going to turn the system on. You'll hear the fan in the background power up. And there's a good little cheat that you can keep an eye on when you're trying to get into your BIOS. There's an LED on the monitor, or you can watch the LEDs on the keyboard. And as soon as the LEDs on the keyboard or the monitor come on, you hit delete. I'll show you just one more time so that you can see it. Okay, so system on. Keep an eye on the light here, or the lights on the keyboard. As soon as you see one change, you start hitting delete. And that's just a good way so that you don't miss it. Also, if you can't seem to get in your BIOS, make sure you shut down and then try and get in the BIOS rather than restarting. So a restart sometimes will go straight into the OS again, shut down completely, and then do your delete trick. Right then peeps, so we are using the Asus Maximus 7 Ranger. But if you have got a Gigabyte board or an MSI board, just follow the kind of rough guidelines with what I'm showing you here. Also, a lot of the other Asus boards, the BIOS is, the wording should be very, very similar anyway, so you don't necessarily have to worry if you've not got one of the Republic of Gamers boards. But anyway, once you get into your BIOS, as I've shown you before, what you need to do is then go across to Advanced. Now, you would natively assume that you could go into the storage configuration like that, but this is all, it's more on the chipset kind of stuff, so you can select your AHCI and RAID, and then your hot plug settings and stuff like that. But what you actually need to do is go down to the onboard devices configuration and go into that. Now this PCI Express ×4, on your ROG Ranger, there is a little short black PCI Express slot, and it's actually PCI Express 2 bandwidth. But if you go into this, it's on auto mode at the moment, which doesn't natively pick up the drive, sadly. If you go into that, you can see you've got ×1 mode, ×4 mode, and then the M.2 mode, and that is what we want. So from there, we do that, we hit that. Now, from this point, if you're using this and you're trying to get your system to go onto this drive, so for argument's sake, you want to install Windows on it, this is the point when I would put your Windows disk in, whether you're using an external drive, whether you're using an internal SATA drive or a USB stick, get that in the back, hit F10, and then you can boot from your Windows disk, or you can do, if you're using it as just an extra storage drive or something from within Windows, so you've already got a system drive, you can do that. And I'm going to show you both ways of how to get things working anyway. Okay, so if you're doing the Windows way, I've got my Windows disk in here. I'm clicking my drive close so it's ready to go, and then I'm going to hit F10. You can see I'm still in the BIOS. Hit F10 on the BIOS, and then that will give me option to save what I'm doing, and then the system is going to boot up from this, and I will show you what you do from the Windows disk side of things. Okay, so I'm sure most of us are used to this part of Windows, but what you need to do is go into Custom Advanced. Now you can see that I've got my Plextor M.2 drive. It has popped up there already. If you've got a new drive, what you can do is go to select this, the advanced options, if you've got a new drive, you can just click through because you can see that we've got free space and everything kind of matches. If you already have stuff on there, what I normally do is delete the partition so that you can see that we've got no partition, everything on there. And then all you have to do is click next and install your drive on there. What I would also do is only make sure that you've got the M.2 attached, don't have any of your storage drives or anything attached. Install your copy of Windows onto it and then you're off and running. But if you're going to be using this as an extra add-in drive, so you're going to have other system drives and stuff, and maybe this is just storage for Steam or something like that, I'll show you how to do that next as well. Okay then peeps, once you get to your desktop, this is for if you're going to use it as like an extra storage drive or something, maybe a Steam drive or something like that. What you can do is go to My Computer, and you can see over here that we don't have any extra drives or anything attached. And what you have to do is open the control panel. You can go to Administrative Tools and then go to Computer Management. Now, once you get to Computer Management, I'll zoom you in a little bit. What you then need to do is click Disk Management. And you can see down here that we've got an unallocated drive. Now, if it's a brand new drive and you've not used it before, it will give you a pop-up, and you can select to initialize it with your GPR or whatever that you want to, whatever format you want to do. And then what you do is you can right-click on it and you can go New Simple Volume, click across, click Next. I'm going to assign it to T because that's where I put all of my test drives, T for test. And then on here I'm going to put M.2 Plextor. Now when you do this, what you do need to do, you can see I've got Perform Quick format because I don't want to do a full format or anything like that. I'm just going to click Next and then Finish. And then what you need to do is just let it wait. You can see it says formatting. You need to wait for it to finish. And then you get an autoplay pop-up come up, as you can see here. And then if we go back to My Computer, you can see that the M.2 Plextor is now there as an available drive to use. And that's it, all done and dusted. That is how to get your M.2 port working on your Asus Republic of Gamers board, or in fact any of the other boards. You can use the basics there to be able to do all of them. Hope that was a handy guide for any of you that have been stuck. Please comment and post underneath if you like it. Also, remember to hit the subscribe button. This was Tiny Tom Logan with another Rush Kit video. Out.
You